Autism, never a dull moment. Raising 3 sons with autism.
Three
characters, our 3 musketeers, our 3 love bugs. What I think of when I think of autism is unconditional love.
My name's Kenny. This is Fran. We are parents.
I keep crying.
we are parents of 4 children. Our sons have autism. Tom and Michael. Tom is 26 and Michael is about to turn 23.
He reminds us every day practically, so.
Every child with autism is so different. With our case, there is no real cure. There is no real fix, and our cure is managing our life without it. In some respects it works.
Every day I know him more, and the more you get to know him, the more, just like anybody in the world, you can't know everything about him, and you can't know everything about him at once. It comes and it goes, and he doesn't speak my language all the time, and I don't speak his language all the time, but he's the same as my daughter in that they're their own people.
When Keith was diagnosed, he was 18 months, and it crushed me. I felt like he would never have a normal life, and it had to be pointed out to me that he was still the same little boy that I loved all along.
This is my little story. Like they say, tattoos are bookmarks in your life, and this was one of the main bookmarks in my life is basically autism, and I have my children's names. So that's Isabella, and that's Gary, and by Gary's name, it tells a story of, this is a symbol for autism, so autism took a piece of my heart.
You can't do a blood test and say, oh, your child has autism. It's a label that we use when we see certain behaviors and characteristics, and the label addresses so many different types of individuals. My children are so very different. They both have the label of autism, but to me, it doesn't mean much except that it helps them get services that they need because they have that label. But it doesn't tell me anything as far as why they are this way, how they got to be this way, or what we can do to make them better. So I feel that I like to try to move away from that label and focus on my children as individuals and look at their specific needs that are so different from anyone else who shares the same label.
Bottom line is we're a family. We're affected by autism, but it's not who we are. We have 2 kids, and they each have their challenges. Every day is different, but it is for everybody.
I think going with your gut and knowing that child is the most beautiful child, just like all your children or all the other children. I just think they're each individualized, and I think the biggest thing is, what are they going to do next? Where am I going to get him next? And I love that he's come so far, and I would love that for each child.
Jordan, Tommy, and Nikki, they don't judge people. If you show them respect and love, they give back respect and love.
I would say celebrate the small successes in life and appreciate them. That's what I'd say. Just appreciate what you have, and it could be worse.
That's true. The one thing we always talk about this, and as backwards as it sounds, is that it definitely gives you a major shock of perspective on just about everything. And, it's not something where you have to necessarily pity people. I mean, it's hard. Don't get me wrong. It's not what we dreamed. But, there are some things that we take a lot out of it. I think we're tighter as a family in some respects.
As they grow, we face different challenges. He throws us different curves, but just like any other parents in any other family, we deal with what each day brings.
Yep.
I'm just so proud of what he can do and what he has become. I never thought that he'd be able to do what he can do.
I don't know how else to say this, but we had to change everything about ourselves and our lives to make our son progress. And honestly, it's been worth it.
Even through the pain, we found really happy moments. And I really, like I always say, that there's a real story here, and the story lies in my kids, because my kids are my heroes. Isabel is my hero for who she is, and my son is my hero because as much as he has challenges every day, he can still find it in his heart to, you know, love you and kiss you and laugh. And
Historically, the outcome is so individualized that you can't predict what the future is going to hold for them. As young men, as adults, they've both held jobs, paying working jobs, been successful in that domain. They have their particular interests and hobbies. We both feel, I think, that they have quality of life. They live at home with us. We're married 30 years and happy to have them in our lives.
They really are. There's so much of a person inside of them. Each child that I've worked with and played with, they're so deep inside, and I just love seeing a little bit of them come out.
It's not where we thought we'd be.
It's not
And
where
it's not something we would pick, but in the bigger scheme of things, I think we've learned so much about people in general, and I think we've learned so much about who we are and where our strengths lie, because I think that's what it's about for any family, is find your strengths, use it,
and then grow from there.
and take it from there.
You'll just love your family the way they are, and you know, you'll just forget about all the things that you thought you were going to be lacking. You know, it's a new adventure, and there's a lot of joys that you're going to take advantage of that others can't. And you know, life goes on, and you know, life is good.
So with every small
You can say that again.